ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रव संयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामुने अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओं श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ एकोनविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच फ्रॉम 40 भगो म ऐश्वरो भावः लाभो मद्भक्तिरुत्तमः विद्यात्मनिभिदावादः जुगुप्सा ह्रीः अकर्मसु श्रीर्गुणानैरपेक्ष्याद्याः सुखं दुःखसुखात्ययः दुःखं कामसुखापेक्षा पंडितो बन्धमोक्षवित् मूर्खो देहादि अहं बुद्धिः पन्थामन्निगमस्मृतः उत्पथः चित्तविक्षेपः स्वर्गः सत्त्वगुणोदयः नरकस्तमोन्नाहः बन्धुर्गुरुरहं सखे गृहं शरीरं मानुष्यं गुणाढ्यो हि आढ्य उच्यते दरिद्रो यः तु असन्तुष्टः कृपणो यो अजितेन्द्रियः गुणेषु असक्तधीः ईशः गुणसङ्गो विपर्ययः। ये तौ उद्धवते प्रश्नाः सर्वे साधु निरूपिताः किं वर्णितेन बहुना लक्षणं गुणदोषयोः गुणदोषदृशिर्दोषः गुणस्तु उभयवर्जितः गुणदोषदृशिर्दोषः गुणः तु उभयवर्जितः। इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां एकादश स्कन्धे एकोनविंशोऽध्यायः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। अथ विंशोऽध्यायः। उद्धव उवाच विधिश्च प्रतिषेधश्च निगमो हि ईश्वरस्य ते अवेक्षते अरविन्दाक्ष गुणं दोषं च कर्मणां वर्णाश्रमविकल्पं च प्रतिलोमानुलोमजं द्रव्यदेश वयः कालान् स्वर्गं नरकमेव च गुणदोषभिदा दृष्टिम् अंतरेण वचः तव निःश्रेयसं कथं नृणां निषेध विधिलक्षणं पितृदेव मनुष्याणां वेदः चक्षुः तवेश्वर श्रेयः तु अनुपलब्धे अर्थे साध्यसाधनयोरपि गुणदोषभिदा दृष्टिः निगमात् ते न हि स्वतः निगमेनापवादश्च भिदाया इति ह भ्रमः। श्रीभगवानुवाच योगास्त्रयो मया प्रोक्ताः नृणां श्रेयो विधित्सया ज्ञानं कर्म च भक्तिश्च नोपायोऽन्योऽस्ति कुत्रचित् निर्विण्णानां ज्ञानयोगः न्यासिनाम् इह कर्मसु तेषु अनिर्विण्णचित्तानां कर्मयोगस्तु कामिनां यदृच्छया मद्गतादौ जातश्रद्धस्तु यः पुमान् स न निर्विण्णो नातिसक्तः भक्तियोगोऽस्य सिद्धिदः तावत् कर्माणि कुर्वीत न निर्विद्येत यावता मत्कथा श्रवणादौ वा श्रद्धा यावन्न जायते स्वधर्मस्थो यजन्यज्ञैः अनाशीः काम उद्धवा न याति स्वर्गनरकौ यद्यन्यन्न समाचरेत् अस्मिन् लोके वर्तमानः स्वधर्मस्थो अनघः शुचिः ज्ञानं विशुद्धमाप्नोति मद्भक्तिं वा यदृच्छया स्वर्गिणोऽपि एतमिच्छन्ति लोकं निरयिणस्तथा साधकं ज्ञानभक्तिभ्याम् उभयं तदसाधकं न नरः स्वर्गतिं काङ्क्षेत् नारकीं वा विचक्षणः नेमं लोकं च काङ्क्षेत देहावेशात् प्रमाद्यते एतद्विद्वान् पुरा मृत्योः अभवाय घटेत सः अप्रमत्तः इदं ज्ञात्वा मर्त्यमपि अर्थसिद्धिदं छिद्यमानं यमैरेतैः कृतनीडं वनस्पतिं खगः स्वकेतमुत्सृज्य क्षेमं याति अलम्पडः अहोरात्रैः छिद्यमानं बुद्ध्वायुर्भयवेपथुः मुक्तसङ्गः परं बुद्ध्वा निरीहः उपशाम्यति हृदेहमाद्यं सुलभं सुदुर्लभं प्लवं सुकल्पं गुरुकर्णधारं मयानुकूलेन नभस्वतेरितं पुमान् भवाब्धिं न तरेत् स आत्मः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री भागवत शरणं मम, श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्री सूत शरणं मम, श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम, श्री व्यास शरणं मम, श्री कुमार शरणं मम, श्री नारद शरणं मम, श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्री विष्णु शरणं मम, श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ओम मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः, अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चत कर्हिचित्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यतारूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अत एकोनविंशः अध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच। It is by God's Guru's grace. What a beautiful values we are given by the Lord for our practice, for our own protection, and for our own evolution. So, such goals, when we keep ahead in front of us and just focus on them, all other silly things, meaningless things of the worldliness will not trouble us. That is one more way of escaping the worldly problems, worldliness itself. Just focus on your higher goal. Keep on doing. Let Prarabdha take care of its course. One need not worry. If we don't have that goal to pursue, aspire for, that full attention on the mind will be only on these inevitables, unavoidables. We can't avoid them and we can't go through them. So the suffering becomes multiplied, doubled. Always on that goal of values, goal of bhakti and jnanam. So yesterday the two important things we saw in the verse number 40. These are all answers given by Krishna through Uddhava to all of us as to how to conduct in life at our intellectual level, values level, intentional level, attitude level, so that we are not falling down. We are rising only on the ladder of our evolution. What is evolution means? Though we talk about it every day, more peace, more joy, less tensions, less troubles. Final evolution is permanent peace, permanent joy, zero tension, zero miseries. That is achieved only in knowing the self. Therefore, final evolution is that only. Anyway, so vidya atmane bhidavadha. In the pure self, when you do the badha of bhida, bhida means bheda, difference. Badha means removal. So that knowledge by which the oneness of the self is established, in the way of which the manyness is eliminated, removed. That is a real Vidya. And which is the Vidya which can logically, sadhana wise, establish the Bhedarahita Atma? Only Upanishad Jnanam. Therefore, Upanishad Vidya alone is real Vidya. Atma Vidya alone is Atma. Tattva Vidya alone, Vedanta Vidya. Where Ekameva Dvayam Brahma, Yat Sakshat Aparokshat Brahma, Sarvamihi Etad Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. These Mahavakyas are slowly brought up and explained. That alone is Vidya. And there's another quotation in another Upanishad or somewhere. Sa Vidyaya Vimuktaye. That alone is Vidya which gives you Mukti. Bandhanam is always from the Dvaita. Therefore, what is that Vidya which can give Mukti? Dvaita Rahitya Advaita Jnana. That alone is the Vidya. Other than that, all other Vidyas will never give the total Mukti from Bhaya, from Dukkha. It will continue. Let it enter into our hearts and become so deeply involved in the pursuit of this Eka Atma Vidya that as early as possible we are not able to understand intellectually, then only the meditation and on the seat of Dhyanam you will be able to experience it. Once that experience comes, establish repeatedly by visiting that. And once you establish it in that, then play the game of life in the Dvaita, which is only a play. हो या ना हो फर्क नहीं पड़ता. This is what the exhaustive thought yesterday we saw. And at the Vyavahara level also, try to avoid differences, try to bring only oneness, unison, ekata. These are all anyway there, whether it's a continental or national. So the Asian countries, European countries fight. African countries, European, American. Why should you fight? You're all one citizen of the globe. Like that. Any religion you are, it's okay. How does it matter? You're all human. You're all having same set of equipments given. In this way, Vyavahar may be when the oneness is brought, then the mental aberrations of negative emotions will not come, but very soothing, beautiful, positive emotions will come. That's a great joy between any two people. For some reason, when the oneness comes, such a wonderful love, respect, reverence, concern for each other, help each other, it's like heaven only. But somehow, some difference got into for some reason. Somebody tells mainly the thing, or you just look at some gross things. Difference came, then all instead of uniting good emotions, now the bitterness creating bad emotions only come. With the same person with whom you have so much of attachment or love and good feel, with same person you will have aversion or hatred. Earlier oneness, now difference. That's how it happens. And let me tell this truth. At the Vyavahara level, you can never bring oneness. Some or the other, there will be differences will be there. We can never continue that. But only a spiritual level, that's a ultimate standpoint. Whether you discover it or not, it is always one. If you stand at that level, you can never have non-positive emotions at all. Try करके देख लेना. Now we saw the next one. Jugupsa hrihi akarmasu. What is hrihi akarmasu jugupsa? At that lower vyavahara level, the akarmas are all the nishiddha karma, papa karma. Toward them, when you have jugupsa, then you have called a beautiful quality called hri. So hri is defined as jugupsa in akarma. Akarma is the papa karma, dushta karma, kukarma, krura karma, rakshasa karma, in which all nishiddha karma we do and by which we trouble everyone. They are the akarma. Toward them, when you have jugupsa, then the divine quality of Hari, he has entered you. Good quality. At the higher level, akarma is every karma in which na aham dehosmi, aham jivosmi, and jagat satyamasti is established. All those karmas are akarma only. Should not be done. So a more serious spiritual seeker will find jugupsa even for these akarmas, which is not now our bite. We only have to eliminate the gross or akarma now. Feel jugupsa for them, thereby give it up. The jugupsa word is used to say that like an abominable thing. Even to think about it, you will feel disturbed. You know, vomit. Soch to hi, that's called feeling of jugupsa. That should be the feeling toward the akarma. If not, slowly it comes, it makes you friend. Slowly it enters into us. The akarma, papa karma. Like how the children first time, youngsters, are exposed to the drinks or smoking. He goes with jugupsa only first time, if he is Indian. If he continues jugupsa and keeps it away, he is saved himself. As long as he is doing that. If that jugupsa feeling, if he is reducing, and in that place, if he is adding some obligation, है ना, some that feeling of my own friend wala, slowly that negative habit of drink enters him. Then he starts loving it. Then the whole life destroyed. One example. In the same way, akarma, if you don't do jugupsa of it, it enters. To say it conversely, if once it is known as akarma, should have such a jugupsa. Jugupsa is like a dead rat or dead lizard. How you throw it far away, never to. That feeling is jugupsa. Throw the akarma far away from you. That is the meaning. And at a higher level, spiritually, every karma which is establishing, kayika or vachika or manasik karma, the reality of dehamana or the upadis and jagat, they're all akarma only. Should have jugupsa for that. It's a very highest level of contemplative, meditative mind. He is so much into the desire of establishing in the truth and self that in his own mind, if a thought comes, sankalpa comes about worldliness, he feels so jugupsita and he drops it, enters into the contemplation on the mantras which indicate the self. That's the highest Hri. लौकिक व्यवहार में ही है इन द माइंड ऑल्सो मानसिक कर्म when you have the thought of dvesha for others, krodha for others, these are all not yet expressed outside through the action, but already you have acted them at your mind level. So at least at that level, if you control, don't allow it to express as action, have jugupsa for it. So to at the mind level also, solely by replacing the jugupsakara, akarma vichara with satkarma vichara, then you can see the difference in our life. So here, generally, Hri means whenever you see elders, respectful people, just you feel shy about him, about that, and just respectfully you do namaskar and move. That is a Hri. That was always a tradition in India. Whoever elders are there, relational wise elder or position wise elder, even ashrama varna wise elder, दूर से रहकर नमस्कार. That is Hri. Here Bhagavan Krishna is redefining that Hari. It's not only feeling like that, respectful outside, but more better definition of Hari is toward any akarma you have jugupsa and never allow it to come near you. You should never go near to it, which is very essential. आजकल क्या हो गया अकर्म को इतना बढ़ावा मिल रहा है जुगुप्सा है ही नहीं लास्ट 40-50 years ज़्यादा हो गया Before that, it was happening not kullam kulla like today, at least behind the doors. It was limited, restricted. But now, on the name of variety of reasons, it has become so open that there is no jugupsa at all in doing negative things. So here is no hri, there is no good quality of hri in that person. He is called as bigdava banda, girava insan. So the main feeling you understand. अकर्म के प्रति जुगुप्सा रखना ही हरि है. लौकिक कर्म आध्यात्मिक दृष्टि से अकर्म. Clear? Now the next one वैसा श्री गुणाः नैरपेक्ष्याद्याः. The real Shri Sampada is not dhana kanaka vastu vahana. They are all grass Sampada. They will come by God's grace. But if they are there without the real Shri or Sampada inner, these Sampada only become cause of difficulty. Then what are the real inner Sampadas? Gunaha. And because the Gunas also are called as Sampada, just like the outer Sampada we earn through effort, this Sampada also you have to earn through effort. याद रखना चाहे भक्ति चाहे ज्ञान चाहे वैराग चाहे योगा चाहे सद्गुण चाहे बाहर का धन all these five they will not come by themselves. We have to work for them. We have to do the parishrama sadhana for them. Dhanabhi you have to earn. Sadguna you have to earn. Vairagya through viveka you have to get. Bhakti through the Navadha practice you have to develop. Jnana through Shravana Manana we have to develop. They won't come by themselves. We have to earn. That's what's called Sampada. That Sampada in other words is called Shrihi. So therefore what is the Shri? Not the outer wealth, but Gunaha, Sadgunas. in which the thinking of the mind intellect, emotion of the mind are beautified, positive, made positive. Which gunas are Shri? Nairapeksha Adhyaha. Yesterday we quoted that. It's from Gita, mainly 12th chapter. Hmm. All shlokas, Adveshta, Sarvabhutana, Maitraha, Karunayavacha, Nirmamaha, Nirahankaraha, Samadukha Sukha, Kshami, Santushta Satatam, Yogi, Yatatma, Dhrudhanishchayaha, Mayarpita Manobuddhihi, यो मद्भक्त समय प्रिय यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न कांक्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तमान्य समय प्रिय ऑल दिस जो गुण आपको बताए यस्मानो द्वे लोका लोकानो द्विजिते च यः हर्षाभर्ष भयोद्वेग मुक्तः अनपेक्षः दिस व्हाट नैरपेक्ष अनपेक्ष शुचिः दक्षः उदासीनः गतव्यतः सर्वारंभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान् यो मद्भक्तः यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि विसा समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तुल्य निंदा स्तुति मौनि संतुष्ट येन केनचित् अनिकेत स्थिरमति भक्तिमान में these are all the real guna they go with us in this life. If you see from childhood, some children are such a wonderful noble quality. भाग्य राक्षस ऐसे कैसे हुआ? The fellow has learned, earned from the earlier life all those sadgunas. The other one, the durguna. And that restlessness. Bhagavan, in me also, all those sadgunas which are there in all the rishis, munis, gurus, mahatmas, bhaktas, jnanis, let them come to me. ये महनीय गुणाब्दये, ये महनीय गुणात्मने, let those mahaniya gunas come to me also. With the desire, one by one guna we have to collect. Gunas are like the lotuses, you have to collect from the pond carefully. Or like the diamonds, which you have to collect from the charcoal in between, whatever. Carbon say. Same way we have to do parishram. They will never come by themselves without that. The feeling that I am good quality, that joy will not come. And that वो ईगो भी नहीं होना है वहाँ वैसे तो, but the fulfillment in life. In this present world of all durguna, even one or two sadgunas one has, suddenly others forgive all other durgunas also. Or praise these sadgunas. That doesn't mean you should have durguna. ऐसा नहीं कह रहे. I'm just telling the value of those things. In Krita Yuga, how many ever sadguna you have? One or two durguna you have, you will be demotivated or you are demoted. Because the standard was like that everybody were full of sadguna. In Kali Yuga, durgun ठीक है, but even few sadgunas you have, you are given a chance. Because the standard is everybody is durguni. So, nairapekshyaadhyaha gunaha shrihi sampada, wealth to be earned. Simultaneously, along with you earn the wealth, name and fame, your promotions in the job, ये भी देखो स्पिरिचुअल जीवन में मनुष्य का एक के बाद एक की तरह नहीं होता, क्यों? टाइम नहीं होता है और इस एक का अंत होता ही नहीं है और एक में पहुंचने के लिए, इसलिए सब साथ में. प्रारब्ध goes to same time, samsara is same time, duty is same time, managing yourself same time, विवेक वैराग्य सेम टाइम, सद्गुण सेम टाइम, भक्ति एंड ज्ञान सब कट्टे ही सीखना पड़ता है. It's not one after the other because one will never end for you to have to the other one. Like dhana, where do you put an end to that? It is endless craving, na? इसे सारे इकट्ठा ही करना पड़ता. That ability we have to develop. Impossible नहीं है. That's why in the 24 hours, for each of these things, half an hour, 1 hour, we have to keep. If 10 hours go for your profession, 6 hours go for some other works, the remaining 8 hours में 2-3 घंटे इसके लिए लगाना. For all these things. Sri Guna Nairapekshadhyaha is explained. So let us feel for it. Bhagavan is expecting us to earn the wealth. And the wealth is Nirapekshadi Guna. Nirapeksha means non-expectation. Apeksha, expectation. From that apeksha only उसको उल्टा करके expectation बोला है English वाला ने. See, all English words are close to Sanskrit. I am teaching you nowadays. Expectation, apeksha. And I'm not taking time to elaborately explain it, but one sentence we'll do that will do the work. Okay? Anything we do, na? Good thing only. Find joy and fulfillment while doing and in doing. Beyond that, even little apeksha also we should not have. Then what happens? You are already realized because you are already happy in what you are doing. Realization is being happy in what you are doing. What you are doing, of course, the good things only. Like this class. Happy while doing. बाद में क्या होगा प्रभु जाने. There is no apeksha. Apeksha of swartadi. This apeksha that jnana should become strong, conviction should become strong. That anyway, for that only we are doing it. That's not called phala apeksha. Whenever in Shastra, don't have apeksha, it is said, that is always with regard to the materialistic gains. Not in terms of evolution. Evolution तो करना ही है, मनुष्य बने ही उसके लिए. How can you avoid that? ज्ञान भक्ति विवेक वैराग्य इसकी तो अपेक्षा रखनी है. इसीलिए तो सब कुछ करना है, इसीलिए तो जीना है. There should be no doubt regarding that. But the other aspect of the bhautika labha, we should never have apeksha. Like in the satsang, the appreciation from you, which has nothing to do with sadhana. Is it not? It's not a sadhana. If you appreciate me, how is it sadhana? Is when I become more and more vairagi, jnani and bhakta. It is inside me. When I expect somebody else should give some reward, award. Is it not? Hmm. While listening, you also should learn that goodwill can be there. With that only we speak loudly. More than that, if I insist, then it becomes apeksha. Because I should not insist. Because at what level of maturity you are, what efforts you are able to put, it is your subjective. How can I command? इसलिए ये भागवत सुनकर आप सब और अच्छी तरह ज्ञानी भक्त बने. A general thing is not apeksha. It's a goodwill. It's a good thought, a noble thought. Now, definitely you must listen, study, by heart it. All that is insistence. Then it is an apeksha. And you will never do, I know. Then you make me so miserable and you enjoy. See, nowadays we are not able to make Swamiji miserable. Why? Because he is not giving homework. Means what? Whenever he gives homework, we never do it. Then what happens? He is so frustrated. Then we enjoy. This is how we take Badala for all his lectures. Nirapekshadhyaha. Okay? Srihi gunaha nirapekshadhyaha. Then, this is much further. Nirapeksha, I will not explain each value. It will be in the Gita class. We will see. Anapekshaha, no expectation. Shuchi, purity, daksha, increasing your capacity. Udasenaha, remaining aloof. Gatavyadaha, never remembering the past memory even once. Sarva aramba parityagi, no one never starts any profit oriented, materialistic oriented initiation. Like that, each of the quality we will study in some other context. When जब गीता आएगा तब पढ़ेंगे. अब no, I can't explain each one. Some of them are touched here also in other place. So, Nirapekshadhyaha gunaha Shrihi. Done. The next one, Sukham. He asked, what is Sukham? Ah, I tell you, these revised, improvised, renewed definitions given by Lord Krishna are so practical and so important. Sukham kya hai? Generally, Sukha means whatever desire we have, if it is fulfilled, it is Sukham. The general desires are which are pleasurable to senses, body, and mind. That's what we think Sukha. Definitely there is Sukha, but it's all conditional and temporary. And those conditions are never continuous, therefore that goes away. And what is the real Sukha? A simple looking but highly matured thought Bhagavan is giving here. Simple looking but highly matured thought Bhagavan is giving here as the definition for Sukham. What is Sukha? What is Sukham? Dukkha Sukha Atyayaha. Atyaya means standing apart, rising above, giving up, going beyond, looking over. Both Dukkha Sukha Atyaya Sukham. Real Sukha is transcending both Sukha Dukkha. This is very sublime, very subtle thought. Only two aspects of it we'll explain, not many. One is what? Dukkha, Sukha are not independent. They are, we said million times, two sides of a coin. A coin or any note worth worthiness will have its print both sides. Coin should have both heads and tails. Sukha Dukkha are not mutually exclusive. They are together. Therefore, you are expecting or asking for any Sukha of the worldliness. Whether you ask or not, we want or not, the Dukkha also will be given. You may transcend it by your wisdom or your effort, but it will definitely come. Now, in the worldly Sukha, tell me in which there is no Dukkha along with that. And all worldly Sukha is Artha Kama only. Artha has got Dukkha along with the Sukha of all the objects, that it has to be protected, it has to be developed. Nobody should take it away. Dukkha hai ki nahi? Kama also, there always Dukkha because the Kama is never fulfilled. More and more desires come. And as we grow in age and all, desires increase, fulfilling ability reduces, we become more and more Dukkha. Hmm? Which is the Sukha which has not come with Dukkha behind? Definitely it is there. Therefore, real Sukha is don't ask even Sukha also. Then Dukkha will not come, Sukha will not come. You are at a different, higher level of mental peace. That is called Sukham. This is one way of saying. Second is what? Dukkha, Sukha are the guna or roga of the mana. Atyaya means transcending that. Then only Sukham it is said. Now, how do you transcend the Sukha, Dukkha, mana? Only when we gain the jnanam with the buddhi. When you engage buddhi in pursuit of knowledge, means live at the vijnanamaya kosha level, intellectual level, then we are not worried about sukha dukkha, then we are really sukhi at that time. The one is not pursuing jnanam, that also tattva jnanam, atma jnanam, with the intellect, is always at the mind level of fluttering. Does the apex of some sukha from saying thing or the being? Those people don't fulfill it or don't fulfill according to his choice. Therefore, dukkha. You ask the husband to get the tea or coffee. Sukha ke liye. He makes and brings. But either quantity will be less or the quality will be not correct or the way of serving is not correct. कुछ ना कुछ होगा ही हो, यू विल हैव दुख। एटलीस्ट खत्म हो गया वाला तो दुख होगा, दोबारा चाहिए वाला दुख। रिमेंबर, सुख गिव्स दुख नीड नॉट इमीडिएटली। Like today you had tea, coffee given by your husband. You enjoyed. Swamiji, where is dukkha? You say. But the next day, same time, the tea will be remembered. Husband is not there to make you feel dukkhi. You may not give immediately the dukkha. Next life also it can give. That's how in this life of us, some places we find dukkha for no reason. क्यों मेरे को दुख हो रहा है? है इसका कारण है पिछले जन्म में कोई तुमने दुख सुख मांगा, उसका ऑपोजिट दुख अब मिल रहा है। Overeating when you do, immediately dukkha will not come. You enjoy only that, but slowly when the stomach refuses to digest, slowly the dukkha comes. टाइम गैप तो होता है, तुरंत नहीं होता, कभी कभी तुरंत भी हो सकता है. And in the samsara, in all sukhas, one common dukkha is that we are always kept away from our spiritual evolution. Can there be more misery than this? If you really want to even define misery also, सुख का तो डेफिनेशन भगवान दे रहे हैं. सो सुखम किम दुख सुख आत्यय. सो दुख सुख आत्यय सुखम. देन व्हाट इज दुखम? Remaining only as samsari, not reaching near the Lord or the truth, that is a real dukkha with all your sukhas. और भौतिक जगत एंड माया क्या होता है ना इस लेवल में, इवन while enjoying the worldly bhoga, I missed the divinity. ये थॉट भी नहीं आता. That is the misery of the miseries. That it doesn't recognize that as a human being, I could have put efforts in different way and got evolved. I did not do that. That regret भी नहीं होता है. ये सब पावरफुल है माया, जिसमें वो सुखी सुखी के नाम पे only materialistic he becomes. That is a real dukkha. Blind. That's why inevitably we have to study Shastra. Then only we will know where do we stand. Then we will know whether we are in Sukha and Dukkha, what are higher Sukhas. Bhayankar hai. What I am saying is, he indulged in Sukha, we created Vasana. To fulfill the Vasana, he'll have to become buffalo or bird. He becomes that, again comes as human being. He's only in that form of materialism only. Being a human also, that is a real dukkha. But Lord's kindness, that no jiva is left to continue like that. In one or the other life, he is made to expose to a guru. Guru tells, Beta, this is what you are living. This is not the only thing which you can do, Artha Kama, but you also have Dharma Moksha Purushartha. Try for that. It will be better, it will be greater. That's how we are guided. It's a big subject again. You understand it, I need not explain. So, Sukham, Dukkha, Sukha, Atyaha. A big thought. From no person or thing, from this moment onwards, let us expect any Sukha. No. If you don't expect Sukha, you will not get Dukkha also. Then you are in a different special feeling of balance in the mind, peace in the mind. That is real Sukha. Beautiful. टफ है थोड़ा सा, लेकिन बात तो समझ ले में थोड़ा. And there are some people in this world, they don't want anybody's love also. I don't want, they say, and this fellow is frustrated, I want to love you. He says, मेरे को चाहिए नहीं यार. He is frustrated. That fellow doesn't want only. He doesn't want sukha, dukkha. Aram hai. They are very evolved jivas. Some of them will be in your own family, your own children. ऐसे कुछ होते हैं, कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए उनको. And you try to give this and that. ऐसे नहीं चाहिए mama. And you want to do laadu, प्यार. They doesn't want. They don't want. They are yogi type only. And you have to observe, yogi, not chief minister of UP, yogi with quotes, that it should not be a sign of laziness like a buffalo. That you have to see. A buffalo type of child also sitting on sofa whole day also says, I want nothing. That useless fellow की बात हम नहीं कह रहे. Now, active, dynamic, doing his all his duties, or her, who is she or he. Yet, anything you want to give doesn't want. They are really this type. They might be carrying those beautiful values like this from many lives earlier. He encouraged them. Dukkham, sukham, dukkha, sukha, atyayaha. Transcend it. And both are kinds of this sides of same coin. Don't value that coin only. ठीक है? Then we have seen in Bhagavata 20 times. Tallabhyate dukhavadanyatah sukham. Do we ask for dukkha? No, it comes. So to sukha you don't ask. आने का आएगा. Then what was said in one of the topic, remember? जो अपने में आते हैं सुख दुख प्रारब्ध की वजह से, don't work for them. Then work for that which doesn't come by itself, for which you have to put effort. And that is spiritual evolutionary sadhana. It won't happen by itself. Sukha Dukkha will come. Because as a human being, morning class Visa, we being human, we have done exactly Madhyama, Uttama Madhyama Adhava Dharma, Hetur Madhyama Uttama, Yadana Jayate Hetur Uttama Dharma Madhyaman. Morning Visa in Mandukya Upanishad. Madhyama Dharma Hetu, when we have, then only we are born as human. As a human, the Sukha Dukkha Mesha balanced. They will be balanced every day also for some time, for some people. For some people, one particular age of 20 years, they are in full sukha. They are only dukkha. कुछ ना कुछ करके भगवान दोनों बैलेंस समान होते हैं ऑलमोस्ट लिटिल हियर एंड देयर 19-20 फर्क. That's why you see some people up to the age of 50, 60, hale, hearty, healthy, loving, suddenly paralytic stroke, brain hemorrhage. Next 20 years, they are like vegetable only. अरे क्या हुआ? ऐसा ही होता. कैसा देना है भगवान देते हैं, लेकिन दुख सुख दोनों होते हैं मनुष्य के रूप में. So they come themselves. So you do not struggle at all. Struggle for spiritual sadhana. ये अपने आप नहीं होता. Is it not? सुख दुख भी अपने आप नहीं होता है, लेकिन it will come as prarabdha because we are as human beings. That's what I was saying. In the past we have done for it. Now comes next one. दुख का भी डेफिनेशन भगवान ने दी है नेक्स्ट श्लोक में. दुखम, व्हाट इज दैट? काम सुख अपेक्षा. It is such a everyday realized definition for every one of us, inevitably, undoubtedly. सबके जीवन में होता है. Every time when you have the kama sukha from anything, then dukkham comes. The moment apeksha came, dukkha started. But the ignorance of his what? That apeksha will be removed in the fulfillment of that kama, and I remove the dukkha and become sukhi. In this wrong practice we are. There are some practices at the physical health level also. Unknowingly we keep on doing and we don't know that that is the cause of some of the other physiological problem. कुछ चीज खाते जाते हैं, कुछ करते रहते हैं. We don't know that it has inherently this type of effect. In fact, if we study this type of medical science, it is very frightening. कि even one kaju, badam, kishmish, मूंगफली खाओ, that also has its own effect of creating our cardiac or fat problem after 30 years. उतना संबंध होता है, लेकिन हम अनजाने में डालते जाते and we never calculate also. युवावस्था में सब बैलेंस होता है, but little early age, even little you take, it becomes a reaction. क्यों? Throughout life you are doing something wrong. Why I give that example? To explain this. We have a wrong way of life. What is that? When the sukha apeksha comes, apeksha means desire. When kama, when kama sukha apeksha comes, when the desire comes in the mind, and we become dukhi when the desire comes. Or when we are dukhi, the desire comes. When we are having desire, we are dukhi. Both ways same. All the time our notion is, in fulfilling the desire, there is dukkha nivritti and sukha prapti. This is what we are doing the habit of it. But the actual fact kya hai, which will be intellectually understood but will never be practiced. That's the power of Maya and Vasanas. The fact is what? The kama sukhapeksha is removed. Not by fulfilling but by rising above through the intellectual understanding. Only one intellectual understanding. This is not for which I have come as human. I have come from the Lord. And if this sukha, if I have to go through, human life is not required. Even animals go through that. Pashu, Pakshi, Rakshasa, they all go through that. With this wisdom, when I don't allow the Kama Sukha to overpower me in the beginning, later on, slowly, that thought also doesn't come to us. Then we have a reason about that. If not, Kamana came in the mind, fulfilling in the Kamana, there is a Sukha, that thought is there. Therefore, you have the Apeksha to fulfill it. You are always Dukhi, Dukhi, Dukhi. It's like nagging children. उसको कुछ तो चाहिए होता है दिन भर, आपको कुछ तो देना ही पड़ता है. There are some children, some or the other कामना दे. खाने की चीज चाहिए उसको, या खेलने की चीज चाहिए, या you take him outside घूमने के लिए. Don't you see that children? Then you take him to some show, you want this, that. Very nagging. Everyone will have at least sometimes such children or grandchildren. That's an example. Same way we are throughout life. Every moment sankalpa comes, becomes a kamana, and it is so strong, we fulfill it. Thus, because we have the sources of wealth, etc., we are fulfilling it, not knowing that we are becoming slaves to that practice. That is why, along with so many sadhanas, one sadhana to come out of Kama Sukha Peksha is, oh Lord, don't give me any extra wealth or things or people more than what is required for my survival and sadhana. It is two way. When you have more desires, to fulfill that, you earn more wealth. Or if you have a lot of the wealth, then you unnecessarily get the desire. Is it not? See, God is there in the temple in your town. God also is there in huge, big Himalayan places. If you don't have money, what do you say? Easy भगवान के मंदिर में घूम के आएंगे. But if you lot of money, चलो फ्लाइट में जाके घूम के आते. Don't you do that? If you have less money, small desire, चल जो कपड़े चाहिए खरीद, घर के सामने कपड़े बेचने वाला है, उससे बार्गेन करके you buy and use the things. No desire at all when the money is less. When you lot of money, you go to the five-star type of hotel or that showrooms and all. To enter only, you have to shell out their land, and then every suit, put coat, so much. More money, more desire. I'm just telling an idea. So Lord, don't give me any extra wealth, any extra objects, any extra people that prompt me and tempt me to indulge through kamana. देखिए कार घूमने को मन लगता है. घूमने का जरूरत ही नहीं है, बट कार है इसलिए घूमने को. You have 10 friends. Unnecessary, but friends say you come under obligation, you call them. Time is wasted. So too in the kitchen, you kept all the eatables. यार खराब होएंगे करके you start eating them. You have a TV. Can you stay without seeing the TV? Can you have TV at home? Impossible. है तो देखते हो जरूर, थोड़ा थोड़ा स्टार्ट होता है माया. I'm just telling an idea. So the total thought is a big one. Each topic is discussable for hours together. And while discussing, we are not connected to spiritual evolution. Spiritual evolution से connect करोगे तो we'll take lot of logics, quotations and explain how the kamana and artha and kamana not only denies us for the moksha, it also stops us from doing the minimum called as dharma. Right? Government offices, chai पियेंगे, दोनों घूम के, then that dharma of doing office work they have not done. If they don't move that file, then that has lot of consequences affecting the entire nation's economic growth. But he'll not think like that. You have anyway lunch hour, no? उस समय खाओ, नहीं नहीं थोड़ा चाय पीने. In every government house, they will every day go for 10 minutes chai पीने. Not a stipulated time. No, time to hai lunch ka time, but beach wala. No, how many hundreds, thousands of hours are being wasted and all? No, it's a big subject. Unwanted. In the same way. So, dukkham kama sukha apeksha. Now, this thought should be digested so deeply that from the corest, deepest core of the heart, our apeksha for the kama sukha should start going away. Then only the indriya manobuddhyadi get controlled. In them, that special divinity, virtues, tejas, all of them come, which can be engaged for the deeper, real, true spiritual sadhanas, and then those experiences, visions will come. Else क्या है सब theory तो पढ़ ही लिया but the entire life is spent only in kama sukha and that every time gives dukkha disappointment only and you'll never fulfill that one. Now, see, remember, you and I see sukha in kama sukha, but Krishna Bhagavan is saying that yehi actual dukkha hai. We have to tune our mind to his logic, how he is saying, why he is right. Why we said already? Kamanas will go on getting increased with every fulfillment. It's like adding fuel to the fire. न जातु कामः कामानाम् उपभोगेन शाम्यति हविषा कृष्णवर्त्मैव भूय एव अभिवर्धते. These few things when click in our life and we stick to them, we are saved. Kamanas get increased when I indulge in them. Therefore, let me not indulge. That's so. And in one of the Subhashita, it is said, कि कुछ भी करके you hold your hand like that, you bite your teeth and you tie yourself the chains. कुछ भी करो, but don't indulge in the kamana. That's how it should start. Then slowly, slowly, just like we were lavishly, licentiously got habituated to do the kama purti, slowly we get freed from the indulgence also of the kamana. That's how everyone will have to do. Hey, personal, individual, andar ka yuddha hai. Internal war, everybody will have to wage and fight for oneself. Nobody can help in this regard. What can you do for my own kamana and kama sukha peksha and dukkham? You can't do anything. I have to do. I also can't do for yours. Even God and cannot do. Except He will not. He will fulfill desire. He will remove the desire. If you ask fulfill, fulfill. He will. If you ask Him to remove the desire by the jnana, He will give a jnana and remove it. But in between, the dukkha which you are going through because of habitual sukha, habitual kama purti, what He can do? So, what is the definition of sukham? Dukkha sukha atyayam. Not having idea of sukha dukkha, go beyond, go at the intellectual level, keep on gaining the knowledge. And what is dukkham? Kama sukha apeksha. It will not click easily unless we deeply think with the intellect. हमको तो उसी में आदत है जो मांगा मन में आया खाते जाओ पीते जाओ सोते जाओ देखते जाओ मजा करते जाओ. As we are studying now, इस तरह पढ़ने से बात समझ नहीं आता. You have to take your 1, 2, 3 years time, take every aspect and thoroughly study, investigate, then it will comes clearly. This is only information in the classes we are getting nowadays. How a criminal is caught, every evidence is taken and every of the investigations are done. Then in the same way, how Bhagavan is saying that dukkha is kama sukha apeksha, we have to sit and discuss for oneself and discover one day. Mm. Like yesterday we said in other context, here also we say, keep on reducing kama sukha apeksha. Overnight, everything you may not leave. But at least in the reduction, which are absolutely bad for a health and life, पहले drop कर दो उसको. Then you get a confidence that I can be without that. The kama sukha apeksha giving up can become easier from the health standpoint. Because all of us want to be healthy long. Therefore, consult doctor. Doctor says, ye mat khana. So, on the name of doctor, for the sake of the health, start giving up that. At least that we do, some confidence comes. Then slowly the other things which are making me spend more money, which are making me go out of dharma, which are disturbing my mind, which are creating vasanas, ऐसे एक एक चीज देखते हुए उन काम सुखापेक्षाओं को भी छोड़ते जाना. Finally, what is that? Making me again dehosmi, jivosmi, all those things we have to drop. This is how gradually we have to remove from our mind. And one of the technique by which all this automatically done is surrender to the Guru. Do exactly what he does, tells. And don't do even little independently without informing or without his sanction. बस इतना एक करो बाकी सब होता है. But we say we'll do everything but not this. This is a direct, simple way. When we just totally surrender to the Guru and do only what he says, he will protect us from all these things. You need not struggle too much. My Guru told to do this, I am doing japa, tapa, puja, upasana. My Guru told not to do this, I am not doing. You are safe. Ho gaya. Here you understand the help we receive from that type of surrender, that devotion. Why this helps and why if you don't do that we suffer, because the culprit is ego. That culprit is ego in my own self. I don't understand it because I am that ego. And this ego has its own whims and fancies. He's such a stupid fellow. He does all crime and he only suffers and still continues. And when I recognize that my ego is the cause of my problem, when I know that I have to rise my own ego, and when I understand I by myself cannot transcend my ego, then I will understand what is the way by surrendering this ego at the feet of the Guru. देखो, I and my, these are the two problems, no? My strengthens I strengthens my, I and my strengthen all the sinful life. We suffer. Both of them should be at the feet of the Guru. Then what happens? I get protected from me. Otherwise, there's no way. ये मजेदार जादू होता है ये. You can never easily catch this point, but it's a fact. I am my own enemy. Vandura atmanastasya. In Gita, when you talk that 6th chapter shloka, that my own mind is enemy, my own mind is friend, there is a lower explanation. Higher level mein, not my own mind, me only. Not even mana. Ahamkara is the real Shatru. This Ahankara is like Rahu and Ketu, or gulping the Surya and Chandra, the Atma Vastu. Ahankara is like the cloud which is clouding the sun, the self. This understanding that ego is the cause of all problem to me is a result of some thousands of lives of evolution. Even when I'm saying now, it may feel like some understanding is happening, but immediately we forget in the flood and flow of the aham. That is why in Kena Upanishad, when Shishya said, I understood, he said, you just shut up, you have not understood, you have some more thing to contemplate. Mimamsa Mevate. In the next Mimamsa, he discovered that I can't even claim that I have known. Because if I say I have known it, there's no known difference is there. No, you can't say also I have not known because I am that. So what happened there? The knower individuality is dropped in the recognition of the individuality which is not differentiated into knower and known. Vedanta. Kena Upanishad. Here also. देखो कौन है मेरा दुश्मन दसो मैं ही हूं भैया और कोई नहीं है मैं कैसे हराऊं मैं मेरे पास शक्ति नहीं क्योंकि मैं ही हूं then what to do surrender to the Guru he does it so दुखम क्या है सुख दुख दुख दुखम काम सुखापेक्षा हो गया now who is panditah who is pandit ji है ना, 3-4 मालाएँ, 6-7 सारे विभूति लगाकर, भस्म भस्म लगाकर, है ना? इंटरेस्टिंग, दैट्स आल्सो साधना, वी विल डू नमस्कार टू देम। बट सिर्फ वो लगाना नहीं है, कोई लाल वाला इतना बड़ा कुमकुम लगा, कोई काला वाला लगाएंगे, कोई पीला, कोई येलो, मेरे तो सारे तीनों लगाते। दीज आर ऑल नॉट पंडित। और धोती पहन ली, you can see in all काशी विश्वनाथ और हरिद्वार, everybody is पंडित। पंडित मीन्स धोती पहन लो, एक एक उत्तरीयम डालो, मुंह में पान लगाओ, यू आर पंडित। And he will say some mantras. His mantras are just correct because you don't know that mantra. मैं तो कान बंद ही ले करता हूँ उस समय, because so many apashrutis they chant. Not that I don't, but at least I'm little better surely. That sandhis, vigrahas, linga veda, सत्यानाश सारे मंत्रों का। But then somehow the Lord is giving them that chance, therefore manage करके जाते हैं। They should learn. The idea of saying is, I also am learning day by day. They are not Pandita. Who is Pandita then? Interesting. Bandha moksha with eva Pandita. Oh, clear? The one who thoroughly knows what is bondage and what is liberation. How is bondage and how is liberation? The one who knows, he is real Panditji. The Aviveki Murkha thinks the bondage as liberation, liberation is bondage. Like Gurudev says, freedom is not to do what you feel like doing. Is it not? Like children, youth want. They want to do whatever they want. They do not listen to parents. They want freedom. So they define that as freedom, where they want to do whatever they want. But that who is wanting it? Your own mind. So your mind's slavery you are in. You are bound by your own mind, no? Therefore, I want to do whatever I want is the bondage. He never understands. He thinks that is a freedom. In the same way, where is real bondage? And for us, all Shastras have so many spoken from the ignorance up to Aham Dehosmi. This identification is called Bandhanam. Okay? For your clear understanding. What is Bandha? Avidya, Moha, Aham, Dehadi Tadatmyam. And with this, all thoughts, all desires, all actions prompted by these desires, all of that putting us into bondage. What sort of bondage they are giving? Listen carefully. Dukkha. What sort of dukkha? Conditioning. What conditioning? Conditioned by desha, conditioned by kala, conditioned by the vastu. So, desha, kala, vastu, paricheda is dukkha. Dukkha is equal to bandhanam. Other dukkha rupa bandhanam is because of deshakala vastu paricheda yukta dehadi tadatmya. That tadatmya came because of moha, confusion. The moha came because viveka was not there. Viveka you have not done because the jnanam was not there, means we are in ajnana. वहीं खत्म होता है. Because of ajnana, aviveka. Because of aviveka, the moha. Because of the moha, all these parichinna vishayas, dehendriyadi tadatmya. From there, the desires for them, then trying to fulfill. But they are endless, never endless, endful. It gives dukkha. Dukkha is bandhanam. Dukkha is bandhanam, and the dukkha and bandhana karanam is tadatmyam. We have to be very clear. And not only knowing it, you should avoid the bandhanam by avoiding all the dukkha karanas. And obviously, what is moksha? Moksha is only in discovering ourselves to be desha kala vastu parichinna rahita aparichinna atma vastu. This, when we study Shastras, then only we'll thoroughly understand. Thoroughly study, thoroughly understand. Not upar. Not only like we do academically, chalo daily आएंगे, बैठेंगे, सुनेंगे. Even if we miss, we listen on the YouTube and somehow we finish for the day. That is how it starts. And if you do that, you are the greatest, luckiest. But don't consider that that is the end of it. The real purpose of all this continuous listening is how and where I am binding myself. and how I have to get myself liberated. On that, we have to have the clarity. Already we have explained. So, this is a sloka from Vivek Chudamani. Yesterday, luckily at night, 1 o'clock, I searched out, I found all my earlier talks of entire Vivek Chudamani video, entire Bhagavad Gita video, entire Bhagavata Trisaptaha. I'm going to upload it in a few days of time as the energy permits. In that it comes. Ahankara adi deha antan bandhan. Ajnana kalpitan. स्वस्वरूप अवबोधेन मोक्तुम इच्छा मोक्षुता मुमुक्षुता को डिफाइन करते हुए इन दैट ओनली बंधन का भी डेफिनेशन दे दिया. देन उसी में फिर मुक्ति का भी डेफिनेशन भी दी कि व्हेन यू नो योर स्वस्वरूप देन यू आर नो मोर बाउंड. देयर बंधन डेफिनेशन, मोक्ष डेफिनेशन, देन both of them are given there. Sadhana also. That good shloka it is. Okay. Now, who is Murkha? If Pandita is the one who knows Bandha Moksha. Now, this Panditya of freedom from the Bandha, enter into Moksha is elaboratable point. I am not elaborating. I am just giving homework. One of the thought is every moment we have to be alert. Am I getting bound to Dehadi by this thought, word, deed? I am getting liberated. Like what is the Pandit with regard to physical health? Is it not? He is absolutely, the moment he looks at the dishes which are put there, a Pandit must know each of them what fats they have, what calories they have, what heaviness that food has. Therefore, should I take or not? If yes, how much I must take? And thus he enjoys the food also without any disease of the extra eaten food or wrong food eaten. He is called Pandit with regard to the food. So to Pandit with regard to the people, who is he? He is so shrewd and clear. Which are the people whom I have to be friendly so that I evolve? Which are the ones who eat away my time, waste away my time, energy, pull me down to the lower level? I will not go to them. He is Pandit regarding Vyavahara. होना चाहिए पांडित्यम. So to at the thought level, which are the binding thoughts, which are liberating. If one knows, he is Pandit. And ultimately, the Bandha is Dehadi Jivadi Bhava, Moksha is Aham Brahmasmi. There is no change in that. There is ultimate only. And उसी को सिखाने के लिए सारे शास्त्र सत्संग है. Then मूर्खः देहादि अहम बुद्धि पंथामन निगमः उत्पद चित्त विक्षेपः स्वर्ग सत्व गुणोदय नरगत उन्नाह बंधुरम. 10 more points are there. आई थॉट आज खत्म करेंगे, अगले चैप्टर के भी 10 श्लोक देखेंगे. अब हुआ नहीं, समय भागता है तो मैं क्या करूं. टुमारो विल सी. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदम पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. भागवत महापुराण की जय. वेदव्यास भगवान की जय. उद्धव परीक्षित अर्जुन आदि महाभक्त शिष्य श्रद्धालुओं की जय. आज के आनंद कीजिए. थैंक यू. These 11th skandha, please listen more times. Whoever want to have clarity of knowledge, it is available for you. मैं भी सुनूंगा.